Thank you for your interest in the 2018 Sodexo Stop Hunger Foundation grant. I'm Sarah Pope, Youth Partnerships Manager at YSA, and I will be your primary contact for this grant and application process. Today, I'm going to provide you with information about the grant, review childhood hunger facts, and walk you through the grant application available now at ysa.org/SodexoYouth. Before we dive in, I wanted to give an overview of what we will review today. We will begin with an introduction to the program, move into child hunger statistics, follow that by project ideas and resources, go over the application process, and then review where to go if you have any questions or concerns. So first, what is the grant? We have $400 grants available for youth leaders ages 5 to 25 in the U.S. And this year, we additionally have $1,000 grants for schools or organizations in the U.S. that serve youth ages 5 to 25. These grants are to be used to complete a child hunger service project on Global Youth Service Day, otherwise referred to as GYSD, April 20th to 22nd, and then beyond. What are we looking for in a grant application? We are looking for youth-led community service projects that address the issue of childhood hunger. We want projects that bring together young people, families, and community members. We especially want projects that have a long-term solution to childhood hunger. This year, we're offering a select number of sustainability grants of up to $400 to sustain and continue the work of the GYSD projects and increase the long-term impact. If you are awarded both the Sustainability Fund and the Sodexo Stop Hunger Foundation grant, you will receive the funds at the same time. Applications are due by midnight Eastern Standard Time on February 12, 2018. Since we are asking for projects that solve for the issue of childhood hunger, I wanted to review some facts. I will be citing facts and figures from No Kid Hungry and Kids Count. Both resources are available on ysa.org/SodexoYouth. More than 13 million children in the United States live in food-insecure homes. Childhood food insecurity means the amount of children under 18 years old that live in households that experience limited or uncertain availability for nutritious and safe foods at some point during the year. That's 17.9% of children, almost 18%. This information can be filtered by state on No Kid Hungry. The map on the left, while from 2014, is still relevant and shows the number of children in each state that are food insecure. That can be helpful information in constructing your project. Low-income children in the United States are eligible for free or reduced lunch during the school year. When summertime comes, 5 out of 6 kids that rely on school lunches during the school year go without a meal. This often can include breakfast, since 56% of students who receive free or reduced lunches also receive breakfast at school. Many of you may have heard the term food stamps. The program is called the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. 20 million children in the United States rely on SNAP benefits to have nutritious meals. Only 83% of people who are eligible for SNAP benefits receive them. This can be attributed to the difficulty of the application process, stigma around receiving SNAP benefits, and other reasons. We ask in your application to back up your project with hunger facts. To learn more, visit No Kid Hungry's Hunger Facts page and the Kids Count Data Center. Both resources can be found on the ysa.org/SodexoYouth page. With all of this information in mind, let's review some resources for strong project planning. YSA and Sodexo partners have many resources available that help walk you through the project planning process. The first is the guide on the top left that's written for teachers called Semester of Service. While it's geared towards teachers, it's helpful to anyone looking to plan a long-term project. On the ysa.org/Sodexo page, we have examples of past projects in our 2017 Sodexo Stop Hunger Foundation Youth Grant Case Studies. The third resource we recommend is written by Sodexo Stop Hunger Foundation and No Kid Hungry. It's called the Youth Engagement Toolkit, and it similarly walks you through the ways in which youth can plan impactful projects. All resources can be found on the YSA website. If you feel like you still need more resources, please reference the YSA Sodexo page and visit our suggested links. Now that you're equipped with the background knowledge and an understanding of what we're looking for, I'll walk you through the application process and questions. For the first time, our resources and application are on the same page, ysa.org/SodexoYouth. If you haven't used our platform yet, you will be prompted to create an account. As we continue, I will review some, but not all, of the questions. Please reach out if you need any clarification. The first question we ask is if you're applying as an individual or as a school or an organization. Some questions vary by which choice you select, and it determines which grant you qualify for, so double check which selection you make. The first question is the same for each application. However, for the individual application, please list the youth leading the project, and for the school or organization, please list the adult or youth leader that will be in charge of the project coordination. After you fill out your contact information, we ask you to tell us about your project. We recommend that it fits into our model for leading ASAP, picking a project that either A, raises awareness of the problem, S, provides a service, A, advocates for an issue, or raises funds for an issue, P, philanthropy. You can include more than one of these areas in your project, but set reasonable goals for yourself. We also ask that you choose a category that your project fits into. Even if your project does not exactly fit into the listed options, please choose the closest. When it comes to describing your project, think of the 5 W's. What are the who, what, when, where, why, and how of your project? This is the most important question in the whole application, since we need to understand exactly what you plan on doing and what you want to accomplish. We ask in the application how you will plan to continue your project. We don't want your projects to be over and done with after GYSD. What kind of long-term impact will you have? How will your idea continue to help people after the GYSD project is completed? We are more likely to choose a project with a long-term plan. As you think about your impact, remember the hunger facts we went over earlier. Research more. We want to know how your project will really help reduce hunger numbers. Are you planning to work with and learn from an organization that's already doing hunger work? Please let us know. Our next question is another important one on the application. Why do you care? Show us your passion for helping reduce hunger. You can submit this question in writing or upload a video. Now that we know why you care, how are you going to measure the impact that your project will have? Consider the results. Provide as much detail as possible. An impact of your project can also be how many people you recruit to volunteer with you. We recommend at least 50. How many young people will be working with you? As mentioned earlier in the presentation, we are offering a select number of sustainability projects, awarding up to $400 for the continuation of your project after GYSD. Check whether or not you would like to be considered for a sustainability grant. Now that we know all about your project, we need to know how you will use the grant funds. There are specific expenses that you can and cannot include. You can include recognition items and snacks and refreshments for those that volunteer with you on your project, but this specific type of expense cannot exceed $200 US. Other permissible expenses are items you need to complete your project, transportation costs for youth that are doing the service, and any costs related to postage, copying, and printing that is directly related to your project. You cannot include expensive equipment that only has one use. If you plan to use this more often in the future, thoroughly explain this in the description section of the budget. You cannot directly pay people, such as a DJ or a speaker at the event, nor can you include anything miscellaneous that you do not explain, or funding for ongoing programs or long-range expenses that are not directly related to the project. The budget form is embedded in the application. Please list and explain all expenses in the budget form. The form will automatically calculate total costs. However, this function will not work if you use words in any area of the form other than the description box. Please only put numbers in the lines that are not the description box. Questions and comments. If you have any questions or comments, please contact myself, Sarah Pope, the Youth Partnerships Manager, at spope@ysa.org or by telephone at 202-650-5053. Thank you for watching the presentation and for your interest in the Sodexo Stop Hunger Foundation grant. We look forward to reading your application. Good luck.